In the heart of the Han Dynasty, during a time of prosperity and intrigue, the vibrant city of Luoyang pulsed with life. Beneath its ornate rooftops and bustling markets, secrets moved as swiftly as the rivers that cradled the city. Among these whispers was the tale of a map, one that promised to lead to the mythical Jade Lotus, a treasure said to grant the bearer immense wisdom and power. The story begins in the home of Mei Lin, a calligrapher of extraordinary skill. She was known not only for her art but for her discretion, a quality prized in a city where words carried weight. Mei's ink-stained fingers paused as a knock echoed through her modest studio. She opened the door to find a cloaked figure, their face hidden beneath the shadow of a wide-brimmed hat. "Madam Mei," the figure began, their voice smooth as silk. "I've heard of your precision and artistry. I have a task, a delicate one." Mei's curiosity flickered, but she nodded, inviting the stranger inside. From within their robes, they produced a parchment so aged it seemed it might crumble to dust. Etched faintly on its surface were cryptic symbols and an intricate design that resembled a lotus flower. The stranger leaned closer. "This map must be restored, and only you can do it." Mei's keen eyes scanned the parchment. Beneath the faded lines, she recognized the artistry of an ancient master. But something about the map's aura unsettled her. Still, she agreed, her desire to unlock its secrets overriding her caution. That night, as the city settled into a tranquil slumber, Mei worked under the flickering light of an oil lamp. With each brushstroke, the map revealed more of its mystery. Hidden pathways, a mountain range, and characters that spoke of a place called the Silent Valley. As she finished, the lotus at the center seemed to shimmer briefly, as if alive. Her work was interrupted by a faint rustling outside. Mei froze, her brush hovering midair. She turned to see shadows moving against the paper screen of her window. Before she could react, the door slid open, and three men clad in dark robes stepped in, swords gleaming under the moonlight. "The map," their leader hissed. "Hand it over." Mei's heart raced, but her mind remained sharp. She reached for her sleeve, where she'd hidden the completed map moments before. "Who sent you?" The leader's lips curled into a sneer. "Questions will not save you." Suddenly, a figure darted from the shadows, the cloaked stranger who had brought the map. With the fluidity of a seasoned fighter, they disarmed the intruders in a whirlwind of movement. The attackers fled into the night, leaving behind a silence heavy with unspoken truths. The stranger turned to Mei, lowering their hood to reveal a young man with sharp features and piercing eyes. "You have courage, Madam Mei," he said. "My name is Jian. The map you restored is a key, one that many would kill to possess. What does it lead to?" Mei demanded, her voice steady despite the lingering adrenaline. Jian hesitated. "The Jade Lotus, hidden within the Silent Valley. I seek it to protect it from those who would exploit its power. Will you help me?" The journey to the Silent Valley was treacherous. Jian and Mei traversed dense bamboo forests, crossed roaring rivers, and climbed steep cliffs. Along the way, Jian's guarded demeanor began to soften. He shared tales of his upbringing as a warrior scholar, his loyalty to the emperor, and his mission to safeguard China's greatest treasures. Mei, in turn, spoke of her love for calligraphy, how the art had become her refuge after losing her family to a plague. Their bond grew, a delicate thread woven amidst the dangers that shadowed their every step. One evening, as they rested by a campfire, Jian revealed the legend of the Jade Lotus. "It is said to bloom only once every century," he explained. "Its petals hold the wisdom of the ancients, but it's not meant for mortal greed. Those unworthy of its power are cursed." Mei listened intently, the flickering flames reflecting in her eyes. "And you believe you are worthy?" Jian's expression was somber. "I do not seek it for myself, but to ensure it remains hidden from those who would misuse it." As they approached the Silent Valley, the air grew colder and the landscape more surreal. The valley was cloaked in perpetual mist, its beauty both ethereal and foreboding. They followed the map's guidance until they reached a clearing where a pristine lake mirrored the sky. At its center stood a small island, and upon it, the Jade Lotus, a flower of pure emerald radiance. The sight was breathtaking, but the serenity was shattered by the arrival of a group of warriors clad in crimson armor. Their leader, a woman with a commanding presence, stepped forward. "Jian," she said, her voice laced with disdain. "Always playing the hero." "General Yue," Jian replied, his tone cold. "I should have known you'd come." Yu's gaze shifted to Mei. "And you brought a scribe? How quaint. Hand over the map, and I might spare her." Mei's hand tightened around the map tucked into her robe. "You'll have to kill me first." The standoff erupted into chaos. Jian fought valiantly, his blade a blur as he clashed with Yu's forces. Mei, though untrained in combat, used her knowledge of the terrain to evade capture, drawing Yu's soldiers into traps set by the natural landscape. In the end, it was Mei who reached the island first. She knelt before the Jade Lotus, its glow illuminating her determined face. Behind her, Yu advanced, sword raised. But as Yu lunged, the flower emitted a blinding light, halting her in her tracks. A voice, ancient and resonant, filled the air. "The Jade Lotus judges all who seek it. Only the pure of heart may proceed." Mei's voice trembled as she spoke. "I do not seek power, only peace for my people." You need to hear if you have watched this far. Subscribe, follow, share, and drop a suggestion in the comment section below. It shows that you're a part of the 1% who actually finished what they start. The light enveloped her, and when it faded, Mei held a single petal from the Jade Lotus. Yu and her warriors recoiled, their greed unmasked and unworthy. The valley itself seemed to reject them, forcing them to retreat. Back in Luoyang, Mei and Jian parted ways. She returned to her quiet life, though now her studio was frequented by those seeking wisdom, drawn to the tranquility she radiated. Jian continued his journey, the memory of Mei and the Jade Lotus a guiding star in his quest to protect China's heritage. The whispers of the Orient spoke of their tale, a reminder that true strength lies not in power, but in purpose, and that even the faintest light can dispel the darkest shadows.